Welcome to the Drift Militia Podcast with your hosts, Brandon Harstead and John Jones.
Hello.
We're going to talk about just kind of what's relevant in our life right now. We went to Mac Park last weekend? 2 weekends ago? I don't know. Life's been crazy. So we've been, Mac Park a couple weeks ago.
It was a blast. It was something, we haven't been to Mac Park in...
Since our Z days.
Yeah.
So 3 years? 3.5? 4 years?
2021? I think the last event we were at the private event and it got canceled.
Yeah. Supposed to get a free event for that.
Never did. But anyways, it was it was one of those things where I stopped going to local tracks because I enjoyed, the experience of traveling and everything like that and finding out different tracks and everything. But going back to a local track was actually pretty fun. For as rough as the track looked, the tires were...
Yeah, we went through one set of tires. I still got tires on my car. I've done some donuts at the shop and everything else. I broke a wheel on that. It's rough.
Yeah, it's pretty rough.
You go a little too wide, you catch something you don't want to. And
it's a narrow and technical track, which is super cool. And, shout out to you laying a solid lead one and me playing sim too much and diving in.
Yeah.
And taking out your, what was that?
Tail light?
Bumper snapped in half. Tail light broke.
KBD, not KBDN.
Not KBDN. And then...
tail light gone.
Fender cracked a little bit more in the rear. And I lost a front bumper. And my headlights are no longer functional.
My exhaust was bent.
Yeah, but they're still drift cars. So...
you know what? And my car was put back together and you could barely tell.
Yeah, I need to put some zip ties.
I glued all the mounts back into the tail light. The tail light's still busted, but...
That was the same tail light?
That's the same
tail light. I didn't know that. I thought it was just...
It'll probably fall out. Because the glue's not
what it is. It's your car.
The glue ain't gluing.
Yeah, that was one of those things. But our proximity, especially for not going back to that track, just even outside the gate.
Yeah, that's what we always do though. We just go out tandem first laps, and everybody's like mid pond. Don't drive close. Drive the track a couple times.
This is super technical. Yeah, you're not gonna
be able to door each other at first, and then they're like,
okay, these guys can drive.
Okay.
Yeah, these guys can go out there. But that was
I don't even know if that is we could drive. It's like, oh, these guys don't care.
Yeah, I don't, because it's funny, like, we started playing sim together. I think last night was probably the first time we ever played it, and we were just hitting each other, and it was like, it's kind of normal, you know what I mean? But, like, that one specific lap, I saw your car, and I was like, I've been really working on, like, transition proximity, because I feel like I can dive into you really good, and then I could pull out and dive into you, but my timing of just, like, the proximity of when you swing over and your rear bumper to my front bumper is a little off sometimes.
You've done that a lot, though. You did that at US Air also. But you always say you can't see out of my front of my car. But your car, I feel like I can't see the front of your car.
So a little backstory.
Apparently, you can't see the front of your car either because you put it into my car all the time.
So a little backstory. This is the first event I think we've ever swapped cars and tandem
with each other. Me drive the Z, he drive the FC.
So this is kind of funny if you look at it in the sim world, and we talk about how much the sim world to a lot of people is real and isn't. I had a problem set up my sim because every time I went in my sim, it was just to the point of the steering feedback.
Your steering feedback's a little different. For me,
it was... One second. I just want to make sure I hit record. I don't remember hitting record. I did. Okay, go ahead.
For me, I realized, you said it, you're like, your hand-eye coordination sucks, and you'll realize it when you start playing sim. Mm-hmm. And what I realized is I have good feel-hand coordination. Like, when I feel the car move, I'm quick. Like, I got good reflexes there, but when you can't feel the car moving, so like once I like grasped that concept, it just kind of clicked. And I'm not the best sim driver at all, but went from not being able to like hit.
That's why I was asking you multiple times, like, how long have you been playing sim today?
Yeah, something like, just like I just realized what I was doing wrong, and it clicked, and I was like, oh, this is pretty fun. But now it's very like the steering feedback, the catching the wheel, the minor adjustments. It's all very simulator-ish.
Yeah.
So it's really...
Well, it's weird because I had such a hard time setting it up, and everyone's like, oh, it's...
I just use ChatGPT.
Well, I did too, but like, because go back to what I was saying, it's the first time we've ever switched cars in tandem with each other. My steering wheel, like I swear, I tell everyone this, you could take 2 pinkies and drive my car. Like there's the force feedback. If you go on a sim, you turn it down to like 10, that's what it is. Like you feel a little bit, but you really don't feel it. And your car, steering is very heavy input.
And it makes your car with no offense, very unenjoyable for me.
Oh no, it's
super
fun, yeah.
easy and it's fun and it's like, oh, catch doors, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like and I've always said that I like my car because it feels like you're driving my car.
Yeah.
And you're like, your car sucks, but then I put a sway bar in and you hadn't driven it
Yeah,
since.
your car gripped up.
And now you're like, this
light
car is
years
sick.
different. Yeah,
Yeah.
in the rear with the
like it's got
sway
that
bar.
feedback. It doesn't have or it has the McPherson strut style.
Mm-hmm.
More S chassis ish than what the Z is.
But is weird is I can drive
S chassis are even like smoother, I feel like, than the FC though, probably.
Yeah, so I mean, this is dating myself because I haven't driven an S chassis since your S14. What was that? 2 years ago, a year ago, maybe. Yeah. It has the same steering, but less heavy, and your car's more grip.
Mm-hmm.
So that was what's weird for me is even on the sim, like I can drive my Z in real life better than I can drive it on the sim, but I can drive an S chassis and everything, especially because it was cool for me because I went from, I haven't really I've driven other people's cars, but being so used to focusing on where I am in proximity and stuff, not really worrying about the steering feedback and everything like that in my Z, to jumping in your car and be like, wow, steering feedback is a huge thing because your steering wheel's super heavy.
And you've always made fun of me.
Oh,
like, remember that one time driving off of OMC?
I was like, what are you
go
doing?
Right and just went left. First time.
You did that in a Z2 though.
Okay, that was when I first started driving.
Yeah.
So. Like the RX-7, I had plenty of experience. Like this shouldn't have happened.
Mm-hmm.
But the first lap out you get and you try to like warm up the tires or whatever, and you just eat. You're like, whoa, this thing's got a lot of grip.
Yeah. So and that was something that was weird to me is the heavy feedback, right? And then I get on the sim and all these sims have heavy steering feedback. I was like, what? This doesn't make any sense. Then I drove your car, and at like the first few laps, I was really struggling because it was weird on the heavy feedback and the amount of grip it has. Because usually my car, I feel grip with my foot, and I don't really feel it with the steering wheel, right? Because if I aim a certain way, I can just get off the throttle and stuff like that. With your car, it's like you feel like it's more of a driver's car, so you feel everything at once. And the amount of grip going from not having a rear sway bar. First of all, I've always told everyone, if you have an S chassis and you don't have a rear sway bar, put it on because the car is undrivable. And I've driven your car before without a rear sway bar, and because you have the what would you even call that style of a rear suspension?
Rear trailing arm.
Rear trailing arm. It's a weird setup to me anyway. So I always thought when I drove that car, one, I forgot you didn't have a rear sway bar. Two, I didn't understand how it felt in the car.
Yeah. Well, and like that first event at US Air, like I had no sway bar, and the track was technical, and the elevation changes, and it was faster than like all the other technical tracks we did are slower. I feel like, or like Mac Park is smaller, tighter.
Yeah.
You don't have as much wheel speed as you do as US Air.
Mm-hmm. Well, US Air has all the different changes with elevation.
And I'm like, we got to the hotel, and I was like, dude, my shoulder, like you might have to take me to the hospital. Like my shoulder's hurting, and putting the rear sway bar on there, like definitely.
Oh, it was different.
Way more enjoyable.
I went out there that first turn. Granted, I haven't driven the car in a while, but I went there and I threw it, and I was like, I let off the throttle and got back on the throttle, and I was like,
as soon as you're off throttle, it's gripped up.
Oh yeah, instantly.
And as soon as you're on throttle, it's still got grip. It's got a lot of side bite, but it also, like, you can manipulate the grip with the pedal as you can with your car. But
well, if we kind of go back to, and I'll kind of compare the differences of our car. When you go back to saying how my car is not enjoyable to drive, it isn't. But so you have to drive it like extremely aggressive. Like when
you can go crazy with it because it's reliable and you know what it's going to do.
Exactly. When I'm on thing and I'm leading, I'm like, hey,
I'm just gonna do like
I was like, should I go crazy entry or what? And you're like, yeah, go ahead. And then I'm like, all right, cool. And then I try to do it in your car, right? Because I'm like, all right, I've got it down. And I threw it, and because on my car you can just mash the throttle. You let up a little bit, it doesn't grip up.
Yeah.
And my car can grip up under certain settings, but you have to have the weight just right for everything to go with it. Yeah. And your car, it doesn't matter. I threw it in really hard and I let off the throttle.
You have to commit to full send.
Yeah, I let off the throttle because usually what I do is I kind of let off throttle and then mash throttle when the weight feels just right. And on your car, I let off throttle, and this thing,
it just went straight whatever direction the nose is pointing.
It just gripped up and went. And I was like, that is insane. But driving the sim cars, especially like the S chassis, it's like that. So I don't know if there's necessarily something wrong with my Z, or it's just the way that I built it. And I was so always like focused on, I want to have a light steering wheel. I mean,
it's a super predictable car. It's super.
If you own a Z and it's built like mine, you can't drive solo. Like it is the most boring thing. Like it's kind of cool because you're floating, you're throwing big entries, you can hold like an astronomical amount of angle. But it's like unless you're tandeming, that's why I'm like, I can't drive without tandeming.
I would rather tandem, but I don't mind solo driving too,
I hate
because
solo
I'll just like. I'll try something. That's when I try something different in the FC because like
Mm-hmm.
I had to fully commit. I've got pretty confident in the car where now I pretty much know what it's going to do. So if you're like, hey, I'm going to go crazy, I'm like, I'm confident enough that I can do what you're doing and not eat it off track anymore.
Yeah.
Because I know what I need to do to make that not happen. Like it's just on throttle and
Mhm.
clutch kick and hydro and just using all the tools to make it.
Well, now I'm interested because we've had two complete different driving styles. Like we have the same driving styles, but our cars are set up differently for driver feedback. Now we're building S chassis,
Now we're building the same car.
but different motor sets. So torque's going to be a little bit different, right? Like I will always have instant torque. Like that won't be a thing with mine. You're going to have a little bit more boost lag. I'll have boost lag too to a certain point, but my
You're still
car
gonna make over 300 foot-pounds
Yeah,
of torque,
but-
with no boost.
our cars will be styled the same, just like every drift car we built together. The suspension will be pretty much set up.
Identical. No, I mean everything's the same.
Yeah, same. Even electric power steering. Like our cars are going to be
The same car, different.
the same car, little bit different weight, I would
Are you
say.
250? Yeah, you're
Yeah,
256
256.
too.
Same gearing. I don't know if you went to no. You,
I haven't put the Z30. I have a Z33 diff.
Yeah,
I
so
just need to
mine will
build
be
it.
a little bit different. I'll have longer gears than you, unless you swap to a.
I might just leave the R20 R2000 in it.
Yeah. Well, I think mine's are. I don't know. I don't know anything about this. Anyways, all with 354, you'll have either a 3.9 or a 410. I don't remember which one. You'll have in your car. So you'll have your car will be a riot in like the lower gears.
And maybe that three. I think it is a 3.9, but that 3.9 will give me maybe the lower end torque feel.
Oh
to
yeah,
make
yeah,
up for
absolutely.
the
But
torque.
it's gonna be crazy because our cars are gonna be pretty much the same.
600 plus horsepower.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna leave mine on low just because how expensive tires are.
We're still gonna have to at least do a couple of events.
Oh no, absolutely. We're gonna go to like mid.
and then you're
or
gonna be like,
something,
yeah,
but,
I'm never turning it down.
Yeah, but
I got to figure out how to make more money for tires.
it's kind
Tire
of
streets, where we need free tires.
yeah. But it's going to be wild to see how much of a different transformation. But also now we're introducing to a skill set factor, I would say, of sim, right? Because we're starting to learn different techniques. We're going to learn, and I can, like I said, I can drive an S14, at least the VD4 car or whatever, S14 way better than I can drive a Z on there.
Mhm.
So it's like I'm learning heavier steering. I'm turning up my force feedback a little bit more, kind of really fine tuning into the heavier thing. If I don't like it, I'll go V3 Wisefab where it puts the rack in front of it and it lightens
That's
it
what
up.
I'll do too. But then, I don't know. You got a couple. I'll just buy a street S chassis to throw all the PPM stuff on, I guess.
It would just be front stuff. Like I
Well,
never,
yeah, I know.
never
But
changed the
still,
yeah.
put all that on. You got like 5 S chassis. I'll just let me get one.
Okay. I know it's becoming a problem again. But yeah, Matt Park was fun. I wouldn't mind if it's a possibility to rent it out more. There's a lot of going back to local communities and stuff like that, going to local events. We're starting to obviously get a following again back in Oklahoma and reaching out more to the community, with the community cars starting to come along a lot faster too.
Freed
This-
up time. And now that my time's freed up too, like I just need to come down there and help you.
Finish
Knock
my
it
tube
out.
front. Yeah, that would be great.
No, we work on the community car.
I did.
And then I can we can paint it in your paint booth.
Yeah,
area
I mean, I
and-
don't think it'll be. I mean, it's going to be not the greatest, but it is what it is. I don't have a lot of used body parts.
Who cares? Y'all
No,
are
it's gonna be dope. It's gonna be
still
dope.
gonna be one color.
Yeah,
and
it'll be dope.
look good
coming
for
out of
S
it.
chassis.
But yeah, we're gonna see the whole sim thing now. We've been talking about the whole community car and how to get people in. I think sim is the I mean, Julian jumped in. Julian drove both of our cars, did a great job on it. It wasn't like he didn't break any of our cars, which is surprising because you
Yeah.
broke his rear bumper.
Yeah, I
but-
put his car into the weeds.
But I think it's something that people always ask, how do you make a community car work, right? Because people are going to want to jump in a community car and beat it up. Everyone always says that, oh, you can't
Just
rent.
take advantage. It kind of makes it feel more like a sim where there's no
There's no, what is that word called? I know what you're trying to say.
consequences.
No consequences,
There's no consequences if you just go send the car, broken control arm,
Mhm.
blow up the tires, rip the quarter panel off. You're like, oh, okay. They got money. They can fix it.
Yeah.
You know, and
Well, the
we
way,
also could fight. So
yeah, I'm down. But I
I'm a
mean, I
lover.
think
I don't
it's
fight.
it's the other way around. You know, you talk about competitive edge, and you talk about how you can be different than other people, right? A lot of these rental cars, they're going to have you run in there. Okay, you got to have a $750 deposit down because if anything happens, and you know how a lot of these rental car people are going to walk around, but hey, this wasn't here before.
yeah.
But with a community car, if we put Julian came from Sim, you know, if we put people from Sim, do like an online competition, you know, the sim world's great because you can get people around the United States, right? Like, well, hey,
Around
we'll
the
do it.
world, really. But
Well, yeah. Well, I'm just saying. Well, I mean, I guess if they wanted to fly in, they could fly in. But we're like, hey, we'll set up this event for you. We'll do a private event, have a bunch of the homies come over, and you can drive this car. It puts that.
that would be perfect. Like Mac Park would be
Mm.
perfect for those community events.
Well, it puts also that, and I know I always get bashed for like putting business ideas out there because people are like, oh, you didn't think about this, but it puts that consequence in their eyes because, hey, man, like I'm not probably. I mean, who knows? We'll see where it is. Maybe we sell enough shirts so we can fly someone out here, but you're putting your time and effort to coming out here to drive this car. You know, if you send this car off in the first lap and you total the car,
You just wasted a trip.
we're both our consequences. We're both got skin in the game at this point, right? Like you total the car, but you also lost.
And also, I mean, the
X
skin in the
amount of
game too.
time.
I mean, I know it ain't big to most people, but eventually, you come out here and drive our car and like just decide to wreck it because it'd be funny, or you don't
Mhm.
like Jones, or you don't like me, or whatever. I mean, obviously, we probably have a pretty good gist of who you are, and you're probably not going to get in the car anyway.
Yeah,
But maybe you're a friend of this guy, and it's like, hey,
I don't
Yeah.
think people will do.
I don't think so
Yeah.
either. But
I mean, there's always
the
possibility.
skin in the game for them would be, all right, cool. Now you don't have this opportunity with Drift Militia or me or Jones anymore, and like
And the crazy thing
opportunity
is
to do something that possibly could go way further than what it is now. Like,
Mhm.
if you want to screw that up and you don't believe in us, then that's fine. Go
well,
ahead.
the
But
way I look at it
you'll regret
is
it one day.
there's been a lot of times, you know, Drift Militia, even from the beginning, we've been passed upon, right?
Yeah.
And this is the greatest thing about the community car and our resilience is if you come out and you total our car,
We'll just build it.
build another one, dude. Like I'm not tripping on it. I'm not saying I'm the richest man in the world, but I'm out here to make
We
it
can
happen.
build a car for
Yeah,
little to nothing if we
yeah.
have to.
If we want to sit down there and
And the more we have to build, the more leftover parts we'll have from the
Mhm.
last one or whatever. So it'll
and
just get cheaper.
it's a thing where I think this is the move. You know, Julian jumped in both of our cars, and I mean, Sim guy, he has his own drift car, so that's a little competitive edge on the Sim people. But he got out there and he got to drive the car, and it was a lot of things. You know,
Just going from a stock VQ car that
yeah,
has a setup on it that's good for a beginner, but also not as far along as either one of our
well,
cars.
I mean, you just
I mean,
look
you're
at it.
doubling the horsepower and
Mhm.
full angle, and the cars are tried and true.
Well, it's you have someone like if you just compare most cars, right? Most drift cars are not set up correctly. I know
Yeah.
Chelsea Denofa goes on and he knows way more than I do about suspension, but we set up our cars in a way that anyone can get in and anyone can drive because
Yeah.
they're not set up against each other. You know, some
Yeah.
people run these crazy specs and they don't consider this and this and this and this and this and this, but we build friendly driving cars. So a lot of these people are
I
going to
mean,
jump
we're
into
just
a car.
doing grassroots stuff too. If we're doing competitive stuff, yeah, our alignments might be a lot more aggressive.
Mhm.
Might make the car faster, might make the car do weird things, but right now we got them set up where they're just party cars.
Which
But
is
I love that
great.
video with Adam LZ and that other guy. He's like, "Oh, Adam, you gotta drive my Chaser," and Adam's like, "This car sucks."
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Man, I'd like to see Adam drive my car just to
Mhm.
be like, I'd be curious to drive his Chaser and let him drive my Chaser, and see how similar setup they are. Him being a pro drifter with, the world at his fingertips on what his knowledge,
Mhm.
his knowledge is there, his money is there, his outreach is there, like so he can have the best of the best."
Yeah.
Even if he put the money aside, he's
Yeah,
got
yeah.
the knowledge of the
Knowledge,
best
yeah.
of the best. Friends with Chelsea Denofa, like all these people. Me being relatively new to this, with no
Well,
real support
I think
other
the
than
only
you,
difference between y'all's two cars would be
his car makes a lot more power. But,
no, even if you take the power, it's just the coilover setup. But I mean, I feel like
alignments. He does some weird. I was listening to it. His spring rates and his alignments. There's a lot of differences there, but I would almost bet he could hop in my car and be like, "This is a pretty good car.
I've-
You could change this. You could change that." Or even like,
but we're not also running like because when you dive in deep and stuff like that, like he's running spring rates for the tires, right? And we're running. I don't want to say beginner setups because that's so far fetched when you just look at
Underplayed.
the yeah. But I mean, we're running normal coilovers,
Yeah.
right? We just set up the car for those coilovers, right? We're not out here running 50K springs or 150-pound springs or something like that,
Yeah,
right? We're running
I don't even know if
out of the
that's a
box coilovers and throwing them on the car and then setting up the car for that, which is the great thing about the community car because people can jump in. And I mean, again, if Adam
Essentially,
LZ
anybody
jumps into it, Bob, like, hey, you need to change this, which is understandable. But yeah, I think we're just
I
Mhm.
I truly think that he would be like, "Do you do this to this car, and then I'm gonna take what you done here and put it towards my car."
Mhm.
I think genuinely somebody that knew more than me could hop in that car and be like, this is a good driving car.
Yeah, I
Like,
mean, it's set up.
I like the way
It's
that car
set up
drives.
very well.
So
It's a JZ car though, so you gotta live in those RPMs,
yeah,
which
it's
is
fun.
super fun. Yeah, that's why I'm hoping. I don't know. We'll see how this LS
And
goes.
I find that out on the sim too, that it's like a lot of pedal modulation, and
Mhm.
you don't like. For me, it's like no consequence video game, pedal
Yeah.
to the floor, like
Trying
never
new
even
things.
lift off of it.
Yeah.
But once I learned like pedal modulation and like getting like hopping over in like the AE86 and having to do clutch kicks and stuff
hmm
was enjoyable for me, and that like made me slow down and like kind of it resembled more of the real thing to me.
hmm
So it was able for me to like take that into the steering feedback and realize what I was doing wrong. So I forced myself to drive lower cars. I even hopped in some non-drift cars
hmm
and just wanted to drive them normal and see like how the car reacted in
Yeah.
turns. And so
I would love to own a car that had boost lag and stuff like that because that is like when I drove your 1JS14, I fell in love. I was like, this is it.
yeah,
This is exactly
drive
what
the Chaser then, because it's the same
I
setup.
was like, this is exactly
better
what I want to
car.
build. But then I started looking into it, and it's the, for me, drifting is always a weird middle ground. Is I could go out there and build a 2,000 horsepower. No, I would say that, but like 1,000 horsepower JZ or something like that, but I also have to factor in, I want the drivability to be good. I don't want this to be
You
this.
want to be able to drive it on the street.
I want to be able to hit any track in the world and just be like, okay,
But
this car is
that's-
set up for this.
I mean, that's kind of the cool thing too, is like we're in a position, we're both doing okay enough for ourselves where we can do
Mhm.
that. But also it's like we don't have enough money to have 1,000 horsepower dedicated drift car. That, I mean, regardless, your Z and my OCs are dedicated, but I can hop in and run to Sonic if I want to. You
Yeah.
drive yours to work.
Yeah, I wouldn't say we don't have the money because not to flex or anything, but that's exactly what our cars we're building right now are. We could turn them up to 1,000 horsepower and they
But
could
at
be,
the end of the day, you can still drive it to a car meet. You can still drive it to work.
yes,
You
yeah,
can still,
but that's
that's what I'm saying. It's not going to be so far race car.
mhm.
I don't know. They will be, but they won't. And maybe it's just because we live in Oklahoma and that's the difference.
I don't
I mean, I guess we're blessed to live here in Oklahoma where we can
so
drive a race car on the
I
street.
don't know if you watched I think it's Tommy F. interviews.
I can't stand that guy.
Yeah, I really can't either. I mean, I understand his.
He was the guy that, like, he's a purist or whatever.
Yeah, and I get those. I get those. I get the ideology. I just don't like the,
I don't
oh,
like how it just,
I'm telling you, your car sucks type mentality. But
yeah.
I do understand being a purist to a certain point.
I get that too, but you still got to humble yourself to these people that, because the car modding community is so much bigger than the
Yes.
car purist
But
community.
I'm talking about more of the like stick to your like. I give him props that he sticks to his value. So like for me, it's gonna take a lot for me to own a car that the windows don't roll up and down in. Like I'm talking
Yeah.
about full blown drift cars, right? It's gonna take a lot.
Oh, like you talking about like a removable
Like full blown
window?
race cars, like FD cars. Like I will always.
And that's what I'm
Man.
saying. Like, we don't necessarily want to have a car that's that dedicated of a race car.
Yeah. Well, a lot of these people have no title. Like
Yeah,
I
yeah.
just I can't, and it's the whole. I know this is
And to put like, I don't know, $100,000 into a car and not have a title is like, wow.
yeah,
Like,
yeah, it's kind of crazy. I mean,
And
I
I'm-
understand for the ideology of racing. I know a lot of these people. I know with like FD drivers. When I worked at D-Shorts, we found out that they're not allowed to like drift their car on the streets, or so they don't drive their car on the streets. So that to me makes sense. But from the low end totem pole over where I stand, I'm like every single car I have will have turn indicators. I'll have working headlights and taillights. It will have roll up windows.
That's all I was meaning.
Yeah.
By we don't
It'll never
have
be
enough
that.
money to have that dedicated.
But then again, I don't know if that's a money thing because that's a build decision. Like when,
And yeah, maybe I'm looking at it wrong. But for me, like, for me to have a car, and I do. I mean, I don't know. I feel crazy just having the 3 cars that I have now
Mhm.
and living on a gravel road and can't even drive them.
Yeah.
I can, but I have to make time or make an effort to go and drive that car.
Well, we don't
So, but I
we
couldn't,
don't even go to meets either. So
but I
that's
couldn't
where it's-
imagine having a car that I had there. I didn't have the time to drive, but then also wasn't allowed to drive it on the street. You know what I mean? Like, that
So-
seems like a huge waste of money for me. And to waste that
Yeah.
much money, like, until I'm multi-million
But I also
bajillionaire.
understand that to the other thing because here's those people's the devil's advocate, right? A lot of those people
But
that,
they probably
that do that.
they have 15 other cars.
No, that is their one project car.
Oh, yeah.
That is their one. It's not like us that we have. I mean, between the two of us, we probably easily have
12
10,
cars.
12 cars. I
Yeah.
mean, that we're building
Well, 'cause you
all
got, like,
simultaneously.
10 and I got 2.
Yeah, no, definitely not. But like a lot of those people are just that's their
One
one
dedicated
car.
car.
And that's what they put all their money into. They scheduled their time off around work.
That
they
really
travel.
I don't understand because I can't put all my money into
I
one
would absolutely
basket and not drive it.
love that. I am envious as hell to people who can do that.
I would love it
who
too.
can be like,
From a financial
not even from a financial standpoint, but just being like, okay, today we're gonna wash the drift car. Because every time and people ask us why we don't have YouTube videos constantly of us working on a car, because every time I tell them the same thing. Today we're today we're disassembling this RX-7. Like we try to make that video. We're disassembling this RX-7 to get it ready for build. At the end of the day, it's painted, yeah, it's disassembled, it's sanded, it's painted, and it's ready to be built to a full-blown drift car. And it's like, I don't understand. I would love that simple thing of just,
one task a day,
yeah,
one
like
video.
Here it is. But
that's hard too, because then it's like you take the video of, okay, we're gonna disassemble this car, and you take the video, you cut the video.
Yeah, I can't.
And then you're like, all right, I still got motivation. Like when my motivation's there, I gotta take.
I'm working all day.
So I'm gonna I'm not stopping. I'm like, oh man, there was like 10 things I could have made a video on here. Yeah. And now we're so far, we just skipped half the season. Like you can't even.
Yeah, that's why every time I try to, and I'm trying to make the S14 right now a build series.
Go watch Dexter and watch episode 1, and then go watch episode 10, and tell me if you enjoyed it.
Yeah, and then come back to it. Yeah. I've been trying to make an S14, trying to break it down, but it's like right now I just kind of lost track of what I was doing, and I was like, oh, I forgot to make 13 different videos.
The S15 will be the longest it's taken me to build a car, and I don't know, time has picked up, or for the better, slowed down, I guess. So I might get back into that thing. It's like, okay, cool, motor's in, this is done, that's done, this is done. Then I'm like, crap, I should have made a video.
But see, here's the community car I haven't made any videos on. I think I have. I just haven't posted them. Anyways, I think that's going to be the easiest thing to film because especially when Julian went out and drove your car, right? You don't have a passenger seat. Very smart. But you don't have a passenger seat.
I'm going to put it back in.
And we could sit there and we could do our own filming, our own commentary. We could talk about it all. And this community car is going to be the same way. It's going to be nothing but focusing on other people and their journeys into it, which is going to feed into the podcast and feed into everything too.
And Julian should have been here, but
yeah, he wakes up.
He's sweepy boy.
I do think after this community car that we should make a build of just whatever we have laying around in the shop. I don't care. Bring it here, bring it to my house, whatever. Just one unified build, and it's like, okay, we're gonna do the podcast, but it's promised it's set so much aside. But like, we'll do the podcast, and we're gonna film for an hour of us working on it, talking about it, or something like that. I'm obsessed with building cars, like how we're doing our S14 and S15. It's like to me, it's like, okay, I'm gonna get a car and I'm gonna take it to a bare shell. Then I'm gonna put everything back on it, and I'm gonna take it apart, and then put everything back on, take it apart, put it back, take it apart.
I hate that. I want it there's been times where I've walked away from the S15 because I'm like, oh man, I don't even really need to fix this for us. I can just kind of put the car back together. It'll be complete. It'll look complete. And I'm like, stop. That's not how you wanted. That's not how you went into this. I went into this like, I want to make this like the Chase Bay's cars, like the way they're like clean, tidy, interiors painted, everything's done. Like the car is, it's a race car, but it's still like, wow, they thought about this, they did this, they put in the extra effort here.
Well, I'm gonna build my car again. Not saying I'm cutting corners right now, but my rear firewall is not gonna come out the greatest that I want it to. My trans tunnel already didn't come out the greatest I wanted to. But
as long as mine comes out better than what my FC did. Because this was the goal with the FC too. And it was like, I'm just ready to finish this car financially, mentally, everything. And I just like quit caring to some extent and threw it together. And I guess that's where we kind of have the missile mentality on the cars. Because our cars are nice, but also they're put together the way.
My missile car mentality is just because I know
scared of wrecking it.
No, it's just I'm so tired of, you look at like these drivers that have all this, that they're very skillful. I'm tired of these guys building these super clean cars and then just being like, all right, let's go out there and soloing everything. I'm tired of seeing these cars built very, very well, very, very clean, and not out there and driving them hard.
Heinz Manufacturing. We met him at US Air.
Yeah. I still watch all
Have
this
you
stuff
seen his
day.
FC that he's been building? Okay, so he's finally got it together. And he painted himself. He asked me for some pointers.
I watched his whole paint booth
The car looks awesome. Like, it looks great. And I was kind of sad because in my mind, I'm like, he's going to be one of those guys that just goes out and
drives hard.
He's been out there driving hard and tandeming and like scratched it or, grabbed a wall or transition. I don't know. But already damaged the car the first weekend he took it out. I'm like, yes,
But
that
see,
is the
that's-
mentality.
Yeah.
It's a missile car. It's a very clean missile car.
And I think I should take the way a missile car. I say missile car
We
because
just need to change the mentality of missile car. Missile car doesn't mean you don't care. Your
Yeah.
car's 10 different colors. You took a car out of a junkyard and threw an
Mhm.
angle kit on it. No, you just have a piece of junk. Like,
yeah, you
come
have,
on, man. At least spray paint it one color.
Yeah,
Like,
I
I'll buy the
just-
spray paint. for you.
I used to say drift cars, but it was so like I used to call my car a drift car, but it was intimidating for people to come in because when people came in, they were like, "I don't want to wreck my car," and I'm like, "You don't have to in drift. Like you don't have. If that is who you are, I don't agree with it. But if that's who you are, and you come in and you want to drive and float around,
But
and
also,
get your,
there's a difference too. Of like, if this is your daily, then and you don't want to wreck
But-
it, then one, either don't drift it
Mhm.
because it's maybe not a great idea, or two, like,
definitely not a guy did it.
like if it is your daily, you just have to commit to like this is the sport or the
Mhm. But
car
I mean,
community you decided. You decided to do this. Like you take hold of the responsibility here.
Mhm.
Like it sucks when it happens, but also like that's what makes you great. Like when you push through, and
Well,
you're like,
here-
I wrecked my car, man. I got to get to work.
and I get it on some events, but let's
Ride
say
the
like
bus.
let's say I'll say like the South Carolina event I went to. That was the Drift HQ event, right? They did this big driver meeting. And I said, "Hey, everyone, I want to let y'all know we were all selected because you guys can drive hard, and we know you can drive hard." Half the people wanted a tandem. I'm like, we're all good drivers.
Yeah.
We're out
You're
here
here. You're
we're
here
out
because
here
you're a good driver.
to drive. Let's drive. And I know a couple people wrecked their car. I left untouched. I tandem with a bunch of people. It was a great time. I had fun, but like if we're good drivers, it's the same thing playing on sim,
Yeah,
right?
I'm down
Like,
to tandem with randoms if everybody's
yeah,
selected.
if everybody is, if this is we've reviewed your stuff, you're a good driver, tandem with anyone. I mean, I get that because you don't want to, but there's an accepted risk. I mean, that's the same thing. We go back to the community car, right? Like that's the accepted risk I'm going to have with someone getting in a car, and if they wreck it, hey, we said they could drive the car.
Yeah, and I mean, at this point, like the sim world, like hop on our Discord. We've got
Mhm.
the Militia Discord. We're gonna start doing stuff on there. That will probably be your quickest route into that seat time car.
Oh, absolutely. I mean,
You-
especially
if you're running doors with us on sim or teaching us how
First
to
of
sim.
all, you can do better than us on sim. I can promise you that. I'm not that great at sim.
But if you have the concept of sim,
Oh yeah, you understand transitions and stuff like that.
you're gonna know. I don't know, like a car's more predictable because you feel it.
Well, okay, so I've driven the S13 on sim, the VD4 car or whatever. It's pretty much set up the same exact way the S13 we're building right now is. So, I mean, if you can drive that car, you can, and I know it's going to be right off the bat, the first few people that are going to drive it are going to be the people that, early supporters that have been around there that have driven us with sim. I just think sim is the best way to do it.
Yeah.
And if they want to run doors with us, guess what? That's even better because if you're pushing yourself and you want to run doors with my Z and you hit my Z,
Who
it is
cares?
what it is. Looks, at least you have that memory. We have it on film. It's a
We'll
good
put you on the
experience.
podcast. Like we can, yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean
Right.
that's I would like that's where it is. I mean, I know we have podcasts. I'm trying to push for multiple times a month, but if we just hit an event every month, and we get someone in here, go drive the car. Okay, after this, we're doing a podcast and we're going to talk about.
Or
the
we
car.
have a pre and post podcast. Like, all right, you come from sim, you have no experience driving or very little driving.
Yeah.
I can think of a couple people off the top of my head that would be good.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe not good candidates to drive the car, but I would be curious to see all the smack they talked and how good they are on sim, and they know everything about drifting but haven't been to an actual
Yeah.
event. I'd be curious. Oh, does it translate?
Yeah.
Okay, tell us about sim. Tell us what you know. Tell us why your tire pressures need to be this. Your gearing needs to be this.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me everything you know, and why we're doing it wrong.
Yeah.
Because we've had people tell us that
Multiple
you're
times.
wrong because I know how to do that on sim, and
Yeah.
we're like, okay, but we drive in real life, and maybe it's not the right way.
Mm-hmm.
1 + 1 = 2, and 0 + 2 = 2. So there's
Yeah,
different
we're gonna-
ways to
we're
skin a
gonna-
cat, but
We're gonna find differences.
it'd be cool to put like a hey, yeah, I'm a great sim driver, so I'll do this. I'll show y'all how it's done. To you go drive it in real life, and maybe you do show us how it's done, or maybe you're like, wow, yeah, it's a little different. Like,
Mm-hmm.
it'd
Well,
be
the
cool to
goal.
get,
Okay, so the goal with
or we make that one podcast, but we get like a
Yeah.
pre-clip and a post.
the goal is to kind of show people not only the ropes of drifting, to show them how to do it, give them the experience, let them do it.
but
but
also show
also-
you how to build a car and make it affordable for you.
Yeah, let's show you how to do this. And if this whole car thing takes off. I'm kind of against giveaway cars because I really don't care about that. But I don't see it not being a possibility for us to do multiple community cars, right? Like, I mean, if we're building cars, let's
Turn
say,
the FC and the Z into
well,
one.
no, like if every year that we keep doing this, right? We build another car this year, another car this year, and then we take people
like
out.
a semi-trailer.
Yeah. We just both have 3-car trailers. Anyways, and we go out to events and say, okay, we have a VQ car, we have an SR car, we have an RB car, we have an LS car. We jump in one of them, and you get to pick which one, and let's take this. Is there money in that? No. We're on a money-losing business, but are we growing the community?
Sure.
Yeah. So, and we're getting people in our cars, and if we get it to where, we get dedicated media guys, at that point, they don't have to build a car. They can jump in one of our cars and party.
Or maybe we just show people to have a better quality of life. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like, I mean, and if we end up building a track, guess what? We got 30 cars. So.
I want to build a track. I need a tractor. Hey, if you got a tractor, holla.
We can do a lot of that work ourselves.
If you got a tractor and you want to just grade out the track, like,
yeah, let us know.
Come on,
we'll do all that
free
work.
seat time.
But
in our drift car.
I don't know. I feel like the sim is the way to go, especially since we both have a sim and we can start getting people in. We could do competitions, or we could literally just do, hey, you've been vibing with us.
Well, especially like off season's coming up, so we can kind of. Not that I don't know. I feel like
I don't know
always.
I don't know if we have an off season.
Well, even if we do, it's like we don't ever come back into it rusty.
No, we jump into it. We usually take a lot of, but it's also usually what's going on in life. Like at that time period.
Our off season was a couple months ago.
Yeah.
Now we're about to get into it.
Yeah. So it's like once I have the Mustang done and
next week.
Yeah, the S14
on my part.
I'm gonna focus on all that, and then we're pretty much moving forward on that. The community car, I need to figure out what's wrong with it. I think it's fuses, but
what's your end goal on the S14? You originally wanted your.
Oh yeah, I have 4 of them. Yeah, I got problems.
The Turbo LS one.
The Turbo LS. What's my goal with that?
Yeah, like time frame.
Time frame.
Because originally it was September this year.
It was September
that
this
was
year.
Last month.
And then
school life.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. I just changed it, and I started focusing.
It was
on the
unrealistic time frame to begin with.
It really wasn't. I just started building other cars.
It wasn't, but it was. To build it to the caliber I think you want it.
Oh yeah, it would have been a push. But I don't know. April, May. I don't know. I still got to figure out what dash I want to run. I still don't know what dash. Everything I had for the car, and I was like, I could use this.
Or the 2F S15 dash. I have one here if you want to look at it.
Yeah, I might have to do that. And then I still got to buy. I don't really know. I mean, I just started as soon as the rear firewall is done and I can paint the inside in the engine bay, then it's going to spiral.
The material will just go together.
Yeah, because I mean, right.
And that's honestly looking at my car, like once I finish the tube rear and the radiator.
Yeah, I still got to do the tube rear.
I still need to pick out radiator, hoses, lines, all that stuff.
Oh, I got to do that too.
But once the motor's in first, the initial time, and the tube rear's done, then it's everyday stuff for me. It's just reassembly and painting the car.
For me, I'm doing a lot of I'm gonna
that
weld.
Could be done in a week.
I'm gonna weld all my intercooler piping. Never welded TIG before. I'm gonna weld. I got a lot of random things I'm gonna do for a first time for me.
Like doing the bunch of boost links at first.
Probably doing the rear firewall. I'm gonna do myself, trying to make it fit right and everything. So I'm doing a lot of these things myself.
I'd like to do that too. Mine will come down to time though.
Luckily,
I have a friend that's like.
Yeah, I refuse. I'm gonna swing for the fences myself. Maybe you can come help me on it, but I'm not doing any crazy designs. This is something I'm trying to I understand there's a quality that I want, but I want to push myself because I'm gonna bite myself for saying this. I said this was my last build. I don't think it's my last build. Financially, it should be my last build.
You're never gonna be done building.
Yeah, and that's kind of where I'm at right now.
Come to terms with that. Because I quit. My last build was in 2015.
Yeah. So my S chassis is going to be my last build, but
this year,
if it comes to the point of I like this full race car kind of idea, rear mount radiator and stuff like that, then
it's really cool to get in the business of just building race cars.
Oh, I'd love to build drift cars. I tell people all the time, heavily discount it. Bring it here, bare shell, bring me all the parts, I'll do it super cheap.
Yeah,
but
it's best to get our quality up, at least to make stuff safe and reliable.
Yeah.
But if it's unreliable on your stuff, boost leaks because of pores.
It's a turbo LS. It ain't gonna be
porosity in your welds or whatever.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna. That's why I'm saying it's hard for me to give it a direct timeline of April or something like that because I don't know how long.
You have a lot to learn.
Yeah, and I don't know how long it's gonna take. A lot of that though is just copy and paste from my other builds.
And some of it might be depending on when I can make it down to help you. I mean, not that I am a good welder or anything, but I've at least sat behind a TIG.
You know how many times I've looked at something like, this would be a good idea, and I welded it. I'm like, that was a terrible idea. I wish someone was here to help me.
Well, I hate, yeah, I mean, I probably wouldn't be the best, but sometimes I'll weld something aluminum and I'm like, that turned out pretty good. Like, I'm pretty happy with that. No consistency whatsoever. Like, I'll clean it, do everything you want, and it looks like crap. Or I'll grab a piece and I'll like halfway clean it, and then it turns out perfect.
I don't think mine's going to be great. Like, I'm going to struggle on the rear mount radiator and everything too, but
I think that'll be easier. But like welding piping, I feel like.
Yeah. I don't know. I bought a lot so I can learn how to weld on it, but I don't know. But then again, so I don't know where I'm going. I don't know what I'm doing. Like I said, this might be my last real race car. I might build an S15 street car next for drifting. So every car I own, we've all known this, every car I own has to be a drift car. Will I ever stop building?
Yeah, thanks for rubbing that off on me. Appreciate that.
Oh, yeah. Hey, everything's got to have an angle kit.
I actually pulled my hydro out of my toolbox at home right up here for the FD.
This is what we don't need to do with a community car. We don't need to tell people, once you have this mentality, life is extremely fun. You've got to have a fun car no matter what. But it gets stressful. Like I said, I envy the people that can sit there and be like, hey.
I mean, because at this point, the only thing the JZX lacks to be as far as the FC is a roll cage. The S15 will be more
okay,
than
here's I'm at. I'm done building cage cars. The reason why, I know I'm going to bash this is, we don't, if I build an S15 or an S14 Sylvia, I would literally just do it at local tracks, like local low speed tracks.
Yeah, you don't really need a cage for that.
Yeah, not really needing. If we build a track, I'm not going to build a 90-mile-per-hour entry.
Also,
and then if we go into newer cars, we start building newer cars, we don't need cages either. So
if we do a track at my my property, we're gonna have to figure out how to make quiet cars that are still fun.
That's crazy because if you ever listen to any of my LS cars, they're not loud.
Yeah,
yours are the ones that are super loud.
Yeah.
Even my Turbo LS S14, we'll park our cars next to each other and no one will know my car's running. I'm having a full exhaust with a turbo with
well, the turbo's
muffler.
gonna quiet down a lot.
Yeah, so I mean, all my cars have always been quiet. Always been quiet.
The JZX was quiet until I was like, it sounded way better straight pipe.
Yeah, so I all my cars will always be quiet. And if we build a car like a track here or whatever, I'll have a quiet car. I would just build an SR car for that.
NASR?
No, SR. But yeah, I think this whole thing is we got to figure out how to get more people into drifting, and ride-alongs for me are not really it. I know that is, but if I could just get people that are already committed to, it's hard. Hard people get into drifting. Jesus, can't talk because they see the big financial investment, right? You have people that are already in sim. They've already invested that X amount of dollars.
$2,000 to $10,000.
Yeah, into a sim. And they say, okay, I want to drift. What's the next step? Well, the next step is
sell the sim and buy a car.
No, just get in with us. Like we're going to walk you through the process. We're going to show you how to do it. And you know how all these shops are charging X amount of dollars. And I've always said, if I work on someone's car for money, I'm the middle ground. I'm going to show you how to do this yourself. Same thing with Julian, a little bit with Aiden. Aiden already knew how to do it, but it's like, I'm trying to show you how to do it on your own. Yes, you can pay me. Yes, I'll do it for you, but I want to teach you how to get to that.
Learn,
get to that point where you're not paying anyone. Your car is set up. And I've showed you what to buy and everything.
That was me. I had to learn how to do stuff because I didn't want to pay somebody. But either learn how to do it and don't pay somebody, or learn how to make enough money where you can pay somebody. Because building a car is not cheap.
Not cheap.
Pay somebody to do it.
Not cheap at all. There's certain stuff that I won't do. I'm trying to start to cut back on certain stuff that I do want to do. I'll eventually do a cage for myself just for practice. But I'm starting to cut back on the things that I don't do. But the whole sim thing, it was a hard investment for the longest time, and I never understood why. And now I'm kind of looking at it.
It was really hard, especially when everybody wanted new prices for used sims. So I was like, I'm just going to buy a new one, and spent more than.
Well, I think now that we can both from our own homes line up our schedule, start talking with people,
hang out,
and you can actually not use your AirPods. That would be great.
I got my headset. I got it today. So, like I went after church, went to Target. I was like asking ChatGPT, like,
what's a good headset?
What's better, this Turbo Beach this or this Razer that? And they're like, for better sound quality and mic quality, the Razer. And I'm like, all right, I'll get that one so you don't have to complain about. I want you to be like, oh, your voice sounds like an angel when you're on here.
And when we're drifting, I have you turned up almost all the way. When you breathe, I'm like, I can feel it.
But I hate, like, when I call my wife and she got her AirPods in. I'm like,
Oh yeah,
take your AirPods out. Like,
yeah. The sound quality is a little bit different. But I mean, that pretty much wraps up this episode. Kind of focused on a lot of different topics instead of saying kind of in the realm of one. But it's the building community starts with just us outreaching, us doing the community car, outreaching on sim. That's kind of where our big push is now, especially that you have a sim and we both kind of don't understand how to work this whole Discord and content manager
figuring it out quick.
and all that. But yeah,
Computer
we're growing.
illiteracy is definitely on my resume.
No, now I got ChatGPT, dog.
Yeah.
How do I make this triple screen? Got it.
Yeah, I asked ChatGPT. I'm like, hey, what is like, what are the settings I should do to make this car feel like a JZX? And they're like, force feedback this.
Oh, I haven't even
all that. Like I said, all which the Sim Magic stuff was all like it has its own app.
Yeah, so
you go in and you adjust all your pedals, all your hydro. You make your hydro lock up super early or late, and you give the pedal like they have different springs for the clutch pedal, so I can make the clutch pedal feel harder. I'm not gonna mess with all that.
That seems like too much adjustability, right?
But
there.
I might do that if I ever get bored of it. But honestly, the pedal feels like the JZX. But anyways, I'm rambling now. So,
but I guess until the next one.